I still remember the day I got the keys. An apartment on the Upper East Side, a pre-war gem with high ceilings and herringbone floors. It felt like winning the lottery. The listing agent called it a steal, and I should have known then that some things are too good to be true. I spent that first week in a blissful haze, unpacking boxes, arranging furniture, dreaming of the life I'd build within those four walls. I felt so lucky, so unbelievably happy. The first odd thing was the cold spot. A patch of air by the large bay window that was always frigid, no matter how high I cranked the heat. I dismissed it as an old building quirk. Then came the whispers. Faint murmurs, like a conversation happening in the next room, that would stop the moment I tried to listen. Doors I knew I locked would be slightly ajar in the morning. My keys would vanish from the hook by the door, only to reappear in the freezer. I started joking with my friends that I had a ghost, but the laughter felt thin, a flimsy shield against a growing unease. I was sleeping less, always feeling like someone was standing at the foot of my bed, just watching. My investigation started online. I dug through city archives and old news articles, searching for the building's history. There was nothing. No records of accidents, no tragedies, no deaths. It was like the apartment didn't exist before I moved in. The feeling of being watched intensified. One evening, tracing a draft, my hand brushed against the wall in the hallway. It was damp and felt soft, almost like skin. I pulled my hand back, horrified, as a faint dark stain bloomed on the plaster before slowly fading away. The whispers grew louder, clearer. They weren't just random sounds anymore. They were my name, Emma, over and over, a dry, rustling chorus from the walls themselves. The realization hit me one terrifying night. I woke up gasping, feeling an immense pressure on my chest. The air was thick, heavy, and smelled of damp earth and decay. The apartment was groaning, a low, guttural sound that vibrated through the floorboards. The walls seemed to pulse in the dim light, subtly shifting, closing in. I scrambled for the door, but the knob wouldn't turn. It was fused shut. I hammered on it, screaming, but the sound was swallowed by the thick, oppressive silence of the apartment. That's when I saw it. The floorboards began to warp and buckle, the wood grain swirling into a pattern, a grotesque, leering face that stared up at me. The apartment wasn't haunted. The apartment was the haunting. It was alive, and it wanted to keep me. Panic gave way to a cold, sharp focus. It didn't want me to leave. That was its weakness. I remembered the bay window, the first place I felt the chill. It was the apartment's eye, the way it watched the world outside. I grabbed the heaviest thing I could find, a cast iron skillet, and ran towards it. The walls seemed to ripple, the floor trying to trip me as the whispers became a furious roar in my ears. I didn't stop. I swung the skillet with all my might, shattering the huge pane of glass. A shriek tore through the building, not from me but from the apartment itself. Cold, fresh air rushed in, breaking the spell. The pressure vanished. The front door swung open on its own. I didn't hesitate. I ran, not even stopping for my shoes, and didn't look back. I live across town now in a modern, soulless high-rise. It's sterile and lacks character, and I love it. Sometimes, late at night, I pull up the old listing. The apartment is for rent again. The photos show the same beautiful floors, the same high ceilings, the newly replaced bay window gleaming. The description still calls it a steal. I know it's just waiting, patient, and hungry for the next person who thinks they've won the lottery. I hope they're a runner. Thanks for listening to my story. If you've ever had a strange experience in a new home, let me know in the comments. And be careful what you wish for.